side, Layton Beard. So breaking down the costs for us, but you're also going to be breaking our hearts. Layton Beard, AA spokesperson, morning to you. So we're all going to really feel this one again. And the oil price just keeps going the wrong way. It looks like OPEC doesn't like us.
Well, I mean, yeah, unfortunately, it's not a question of whether they like South Africa or not. It's a problem that's been experienced in countries all over the world, Gareth. You know, you speak to people in different parts of Europe, even different parts of Africa, even in some of the other Asian countries. Everybody's experiencing this problem. Fuel prices are rising across the board. In some countries, people are paying very dearly for a litre of fuel, and it's having a major impact on their local economies, obviously, on their inflation, and on the discretionary cash that people have at the end of the month or the week. So this isn't a problem that's unique to South Africa. And yes, unfortunately, the oil price is moving in the wrong direction. And, we've got to wait and see how that's going to impact. But if the trend is anything to go by, it's certainly negative across the board.
Yeah, crude futures as well, also not looking very good for the rest of the year. The last couple of quarters of the year, we could see about 2% up for the week. By the time we get to Friday, it's already 95 at the moment. Is there a concern we could go through that $100 to a barrel, Layton?
Look, I think if you listen to a lot of the experts, and I'm certainly not one of them, but a lot of the oil experts and the analysts who are talking about it, there's a lot of murmuring that that's certainly the case. I don't know. I mean, it's a question of wanting to see what the numbers give us at the end of every day, and you work on that basis. You can speculate till you're blue in the face. Unfortunately, it's the number that appears that you've got to work with. What we're seeing at the moment in terms of our local fuel price is that around 80% of the reason for the increase is as a result of that international oil price. So it's not great news for local consumers. I think, again, the only solace we can take from that, Gareth, is the fact that we're not isolated and that there's many other countries in the same boat as us.
Yeah, shared misery does make us all feel a little bit better. But one thing we don't share with many other countries, maybe we do, is always our fuel levy. We seem to have a very, very high fuel levy, Layton. Surely government can come to the party on this?
Yeah, it's a tough question, Gareth. There are some countries that tax their fuel. Some of the neighboring countries that we supply fuel to actually sell it for cheaper, precisely because we don't or they don't have those fuel levies. The question is, if you take that R4 off the fuel price, you obviously reduce the price of a litre of fuel by R4. Our view has always been it would be counterproductive, because government would just look for other ways in which to generate that 90 billion rand it gets from that fuel levy. So you're going to take it away from the fuel levy, but where's it going to be added onto? And that's always the concern. Would VAT become more expensive? Would companies' tax be dearer? Would people pay more for personal income tax? And these are the types of things that you've got to ask yourself. Yes, at the end of the day, 1 litre would cost less, but so many other things would cost so much more. So it's not simply a question of removing the fuel levy from that price of fuel. It's a question of what is government doing to mitigate against that in terms of all other types of issues around the fuel price. One of the things we've always said as the AA is let's relook at the RAF levy, which is R2.18 on every litre of fuel. And are we as a country getting benefit from the road accident fund at the moment? Our view is no, we're not.
Let's talk what we are expecting as far as prices are concerned, Layton, because I know it does tend to move quite quickly with the oil, and the unaudited numbers did look like they were going to hurt a bit. What is the latest you have on the prices we're expecting, the price jump?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy will announce the official adjustments today. They will come into effect at midnight on Tuesday night, so on Wednesday, which is the first Wednesday of October. We're looking at around about 70 to 80 cents a litre increase for petrol, and around R1.50 to R1.60 increases for diesel, and around R1.50 for illuminating paraffin, which, by the way, is also a very concerning and substantial increase. But yes, I mean, those increases are substantial, specifically specifically the one related to diesel. It's such a major input cost. It's going to be felt by all consumers as those costs are recovered. So very worrying. And, like we mentioned in our release, fourth consecutive increase at the moment. It's not good news for citizens at all and for the local economy.
How soon do you think we start feeling the effects as consumers? Because especially when it comes to diesel, and tell me if I'm misinterpreting this, but often diesel is your industrial fuel. Just about every truck that is delivering anything to a store these days probably is diesel. I'm probably using a very big stereotype here, but we're going to start feeling those prices heading into November, December, aren't we?
We certainly will. And I think if you speak to some people, they're already beginning to feel those prices. When you look at a basket of goods and you see an increase of 10 cents here or 15 cents there, it doesn't immediately register that those prices are more expensive than they were a week or a month ago. But certainly when you look at a basket of goods and the price increases over the last couple of months, they have been significant. Not everybody is going to immediately see them, but they will certainly filter into the economy, just as you said, Gareth. So yeah, it's not going to be this immediate. You're going to see it right there, but you will see it kind of in that basket over a period of time, and I think people are already beginning to see that.
Just as I say goodbye to you, Layton, I always like to see if you have your crystal ball with you. Is it going to get worse beyond October, do you think?
Yeah, it's a naughty question, Gareth, and you know it, because we don't know what the answer to that is going to be. I think, when you look at the trajectory at the moment and the trend, oil is becoming more expensive. The rand against the dollar is looking relatively stable. It's flat again this morning, which is great news. We've got to look at those numbers, Gareth. To speculate what's going to happen, I think, is very dangerous. But unfortunately, the trend at the moment is for oil to be more expensive. And as I said earlier, if it comprises 80% of the increase we're going into October, it may be another significant indicator again for the fuel price going into November. But let's wait and see. Maybe things change over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, let's certainly hope so. Let's hope as well that China starts picking up with their production as well, get some more oil into the market, start bringing their price down, not even to talk about the US government issue. Could we have a freeze out there? That might come into play later in the year. AA's Layton Beard, always great to talk to him, making sense for us. Even though I keep asking about his crystal ball, I try it every single time, and he's quite right. It's a naughty question, because Layton can't predict it. But you never know. Maybe one day Layton's going to go, Gareth, this is the month the fuel price comes down, but it's not this month. Layton Beard, as always, thank you.